All right. Hello, Mr. Miller.
Hello, sir.
All right. How's the Florida humidity?
I mean, it's bad as usual.
Got it. All right. Hello, Mr. Capshitz. All right. We're going to give it about 30 more seconds and then we'll get started. All right, Miss Katie, you'll be right here. You'll be back there. Mr. Patrick, you'll be right up here. And then Miss Angelina right back there. All right, let's go and get started. All right, from here, chidut and 경례. Let's warm it up just a little bit, hands on the hips. Turn and hold your neck to the left side for me. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And to the right side. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. This time, chin down into your chest. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. All right, interlock your hands together this time. Waist rotations, 2 counts to the left and then 2 counts to the right. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 둘, 둘, 셋, 넷, 셋, 둘, 셋, 넷, 넷, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 둘, 셋, 넷, 여섯, 둘, 셋, 넷, 일곱, 둘, 셋, 넷, 여덟, 둘, 셋, 넷, 아홉, 둘, 셋, 넷, 열, 둘, 셋. And feet together now. Hands on those knees. Rotate your knees in a circle. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And the other way. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Good. This time from here, bring your left leg up behind you, and then with your right hand, grab your foot. Once you get your balance, slowly lean forward and try to lift your left knee up. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Other side. Same thing, please. Get your balance. Slowly lean forward. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And relax. Spread your feet 2 shoulders apart this time. Turn and face right. Bend from your waist and stretch forward. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up, other side. Same thing. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Continue facing that left side for me, please. All right, you're going to bend your right knee. Keep your left leg straight. Sit down as far as you can and hold that stretch. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Other side. Same thing. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Good. Sit down for me, please. Legs open up as wide as you can. All right, from here, turn left, reach over with your right hand and try and grab your toes. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up, other side. Same thing. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. This time, reach out and try to grab both feet. Stretch forward. Try and touch your forehead to the ground. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Feet together now. Legs straight out in front. All right. Reach forward and try and grab your toes. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And bottoms of the feet together now. Butterfly stretch. Push those knees all the way to the floor. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Good. Stand up, turn around, and fix your toe box. Shake out the legs just a bit. All right, everyone. 준비. Let's go back into fighting stance and key up. Hi-ya!
Hey.
All right, so from this position here, let's do some front kicks. So make sure you bring that knee up. Bring it up as high as you can. Kick, pull it back in. Don't let that knee drop. Then place it down softly. After you throw your kick, 1, 2, when you land, back fist motion comes from your belt up and forward. Okay, so it's a bigger motion now. Instead of starting from here, I want you to start from your belt and come forward a little bit more. So front kick and then back fist punch, key up, come back fighting stance. 하나, 앞차기. 둘.
Hey.
Good, turn it around, you turn up.
Hey.
Set.
Hey.
Right, knee bend kick, knee bend down. Net.
Hey.
Turn around, you turn up.
Hey.
Again, 다섯.
Hey.
Good. 여섯.
Hey.
일어서라.
Hey.
일곱.
Hey.
여덟.
Hey.
Okay, turn around. 일어서라. Okay, let's do the same thing with the roundhouse kick. So when you bring your roundhouse kick up, it's just like a turned front kick. Right? So it's still this motion. The only difference is you pivot, right? So your knees sideways now. 1, 2. Okay, once again, try to kick with the ball of your foot. So not your instep, but the ball of your foot, like you're tippy-toeing like on the front kick. So roundhouse kick, back fist punch, 돌려차기. 하나!
Hey.
Once again, back fist from the belt. Comes up. 둘!
Hey.
Don't drop your knee, remember. After you kick, bend, keep that knee up, then place it down. 뒤로 전환!
Hey. Hey.
넷!
Hey.
뒤로 전환!
Hey.
셋!
Hey.
셋!
Hey.
뒤로 전환!
Hey.
일곱!
Hey.
여덟!
Hey.
Okay, turn it around. 뒤로 전환!
Hey.
Okay, from here this time, let's do some side kicks. Side kick, back fist punch this time. So when you do your side kick now, bring your knee up to the side and pivot halfway. Okay, so don't bring the knee out in front of your body like this. Right? Bring it straight to the side. 1. Look over your shoulder. Once you're at the halfway part, when you push forward, pivot so that the heel is facing your target. And then extend the kick out. So 옆차기. Ready? 하나!
Hey.
Okay. 둘!
Hey.
Turn around. 뒤로 전업.
Hey.
셋!
Hey.
넷!
Hey.
뒤로 전업. Make sure when you get that leg completely out there, as you look at your toes, those toes should be pointed to the side, right? We don't want the toes up higher than the heel.
Yes,
Same
sir.
level as the heel or lower. Ready? Again. 하나!
Hey.
둘!
Hey.
Turn around. 뒤로 전업.
Hey.
셋!
Hey.
넷!
Hey.
Turn around. 뒤로 전업.
Hey.
All right. This time from here, let's do some reverse side kicks now. 뒤로 옆차기, reverse side. So make sure, pivot, spot your target, lift, shoot that kick straight out, and then pull your knee back in. So you want to make sure after the extension, pull the knee back in towards your body. Okay? Don't just kick and then just bend your knee. You want to pull the knee back in towards your body. That way you can play softly. And then this time we're going to do the knife hand strike. So the knife hand strike, pinky up on the shoulder, palm kind of facing upward. And then as you extend out, palm facing down. 1. Okay? Ready? Reverse side kick, knife hand punch. 하나!
Hey.
So that knife hand strike should be neck level, meaning so you can see here, it's not here at this level, but slightly above my shoulder. Okay, ready? 둘! Don't lean.
Hey.
Turn around, 뒤로 전업.
Hey.
넷!
Hey.
It's better, Mr. Patrick. Good. 넷!
Hey.
뒤로 전업.
Hey.
셋! Got to snap.
Hey.
All right. Not going to be able to break a board kicking like that. 셋! All right, this is your board breaking technique. You have to break on both sides
Hey.
now. Left and right leg. Turn around. 뒤로 전업.
Hey.
셋!
Hey.
일곱!
Dang it. Hey.
Okay, turn around. 뒤로 전업. All right, let's do some hook kicks now. Hook kicks. So from here, when we do that hook kick, you're not going to kick straight out in front of you. You're going to kick a little bit past your target. All right? A little bit past. Once you're fully extended, pull the straight leg all the way across your body. Okay? So you want to make sure you extend out, pull, and hook. Okay? Ready? 하나! 훌려차기.
Hey.
Hook kicks. 둘! Hook kicks. Do your hook kick.
はい
Turn around. Yellow judo.
はい
Net.
はい
Net.
はい
Turn around. Yellow judo. Be
Hey.
very careful because a lot of times once we get the leg out there, it's right. We just kind of bend our knee. So our hook kind of looks like this. We don't want that hook to look like that. We want to make sure that it's coming through the target. Okay? So once again, hook kicks. Head up.
はい
Good. That's better.
はい
Turn around. Judo judo.
はい
Set.
は
Good.
い
Net.
はい
Okay, turn around. Judo judo.
はい
All right, so now this time, senior yellow belts and green belts, let's do some crescent kicks. Crescent kicks, please. No, actually, let's do axe kick. Axe kick. All right, senior green belts and up, reverse spinning hook kicks this time. So remember your reverse spinning hook kick. Now you're going to throw your reverse side kick early, right? Early, not straight out in front, but a little early. And then hook through, okay? Ready? Hana!
はい
Hey!
はい
Turn around, Judo judo.
はい
Net.
はい
Net.
はい
Turn around, Judo judo.
はい
Set.
はい
Set.
はい
So green belts and up, right? Green belts, this is your board breaking technique, that axe kick. So you're going to come up, bring it down fast, right? Turn around, Judo judo.
はい
Set.
はい
Your go.
はい
Okay, good. Turn around, Judo judo.
はい
All right, one more kick. So from here, senior yellow belts, green belts. We're gonna work on crescent kick this time, please. Crescent kicks. Senior blue belts and up, turn to your backside this time. Your nadabang or your tornado kick. So from here, you want to bring it around to the front really quick before you hop and kick. Okay, so you're gonna spin and kick right in front. Ready? Head up.
はい
Okay, make sure you're pivoting, right? Senior yellow belts, green belts, pivot through that target. Throw that axe kick slightly early, just like at about the shoulder side, right? So not straight in front, but just a little early. Don't come way out to the side. Just a little early and then come across. Good.
はい
Turn around, you little
はい
Sit.
はい
Sit.
はい
Turn it around, you little
はい
Sit.
はい
Good. Sit.
はい
Okay, turn around, you little
はい
Your go.
はい
And one more. You're done.
はい
Hey, turn around. You sit up.
はい
Come on. Back to your Juman position and show. Relax. Take a quick break. Get some water, please. Good job. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work a little bit of stance, practice. So what I want you to do if you're at home, right, kind of visualize an imaginary line in front of you, okay? Those of you here, right, we're gonna use whichever line's in front, okay? So what you're gonna do is from that imaginary line, you're gonna step back 2 steps, okay? So here's 1 and 2. And then you're gonna come back to your Jumi position, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna practice from here, moving that 1 foot to that line, okay? What this does here, right, from a side view, okay? I'm gonna step back 1, 2. So this is the length of my walking stance right here, okay? If you can look at my feet, that's 3 foot lengths, front foot, back foot, and then there's an imaginary foot length there. Okay, that's the approximate depth of your walking stance. The other thing that you want to remember, when you're in your chumbi stance, right, you're not angisogi here, okay? The space in between your left and right foot should be 1 foot length. All right? 1 foot length in between the feet. And what you're gonna do now is basically keep that space as you move forward. Don't move to the same line that the other foot is on. Keep the feet on separate tracks. So you bring that 1 foot forward, and then as you step forward, you're gonna pivot just a little bit. So that back foot is open about 30 degrees. So if I'm looking here, my back foot's gonna open up about 30 degrees. So I want my toes to kind of be facing more to the front than to the side, okay? So what you're gonna do is mark it off and then just practice with 1 leg, 1, 2. Those of you here, I recommend standing on one of these lines here, and then make sure that you step and stay on that line as you step forward, and then switch other side and do the same thing. Okay? So the stances are our foundation. A lot of times, if you find yourself as you're doing Poomsae, you lose your balance a little bit, or you feel like you're losing your balance, it's usually because your stance is incorrect. Okay? So we're just gonna work on the walking stance for just a little bit. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to just kind of practice being able to step to that spot, right? That imaginary spot on that floor. When you do that, your shoulders are going to turn a little bit. So don't keep your shoulders, squared off. You want whichever way your hips are facing, your shoulders should mimic that. So that means if right leg is in front, right shoulder's in front. Left leg's in front, left shoulder's in front, just a little bit. Okay? All right, go ahead and work on that just a little bit. If you want to work on it with a technique, right, you can do a down block or a punch. Excuse me, a low block or a punch. You can certainly do that. And 1. All right, or 1. Oops, sorry. Make sure you keep your knees straight. Don't bend your knees, right? Both legs are straight. We don't walk with bent knees. All right? So the walking stance emulates a normal step when you take a step. That's the length of your normal step when you're walking normally. Okay? And when we walk normally, we're not bending our knees. We're not doing this kind of stuff. All right? It's just straight leg. 1. This is called an apsogi. Apsogi in Korean. Apsogi, walking stance. So you want to make sure that the railroad tracks, right? The width of your stance is based on the ball of your feet. The ball, right? The ball of your foot is that part right underneath your big toe. All right? That's the ball of the foot. So the ball of your feet should be on 2 separate lines, and they stay on those 2 separate lines. So it should be like this, based on the ball of the foot, not the heel of the foot, okay? It's the ball of the foot. So the space between the big toes, right? That space has to remain the same between the big toes. See, you're turning too much, right? That's 90 degrees. Right. Now, when you pivot that back foot, when you pivot the back foot, you're going to go up on your toe, okay? So I'm going to go up on my toe a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it and place down. Right? So anytime in our Poomsaes, when we make turns, when we move, everything is based on the ball of the foot, not the heel. We're not going to put the heel down and then turn. We're going to lift up onto the ball of the foot and then pivot and turn. Okay? So that back foot here, we're not going to turn based off of the heel. We're going to turn based off of this. So we're going to plant this and pivot our heel in. Okay? Does that make sense for those of you at home there in Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ball of the foot. Okay, a few more minutes, just get that spacing down, right? Look down and make sure that you're hitting your mark. And then once you feel comfortable with that, then try to look straight ahead, hit your mark, and then look down to make sure that your foot is hit the spot that you need it to. If you're still not sure or you're missing it a lot, then just stand. Just stand there for just a little bit. Stand there for about 15, 20, 30 seconds. Get used to that feeling about how deep it feels. And then you can make your adjustments that way. All right, couple more minutes. Incorporate your hand techniques as well. Get used to that. Okay, so here's the problem that I've seen now. All right, Mr. Patrick, you're like this, right? And then what you're doing is you're moving this foot to this line, okay? What should happen is I move this foot straight. I stay on this railroad track that I'm on. Okay? So the way to practice is put one foot on that track, right? And then move that one straight ahead. Get used to stepping like this. Because right now, you're stepping like this. Okay. All right? The other thing too, yeah, we don't want this. We want this. All right, go ahead and take about the next 5 minutes. Go through your Poomsaes. Every walking stance that you run into, your apsogi, right? Think about what we just worked on. Make sure it's not too deep, not too shallow. Okay? Most of the time, we're often too shallow, right? We're walking like we're tightrope walking. Right? And that's not what we want. We just want a normal stride. What is your normal stride? And that's what we want to go off of. Okay? All right, so go ahead and work on your Poomsae. All right, go and work through them all. Pivot on the ball of your foot. Too close, Miss Katie. Again, look at your feet. Oh, my goodness, look at that walking stance. All right, you tightrope walking? All right, you going to be a trapeze artist? All right. Oh, that was a heel turn. All right. So when you turn 180, don't do this. Don't turn on that. You actually have to turn on the ball of your foot. Yeah, that's what you got to work on. All right. Every pivot, Mr. Ferreira, every pivot, the back foot has to turn. So, right, if I turn, I have to turn this foot. Boom. I have to adjust just a little bit. And when I go to the other side, I got to turn this foot. 1, All right, and then I got to adjust here just a little bit. All right, and then from here, same thing. I got to turn 1. All right, and then I have to adjust as I step. I have to adjust as I step. I have to adjust. You see how it? Because right now, you often when you do, yeah, you just keep it completely straight. Right? And you're gonna find that you're gonna feel a little bit off balance, especially when I start having you actually snap the technique out with speed. You're gonna feel off balance because your hips are gonna be off a little bit, your shoulders are gonna be off some. See, she didn't pivot. She doesn't pivot. See, too much right there. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Much better, Mr. Capshits. Much better. Those walking senses are still a little tight there, Mr. Miller, right?
Yes, sir.
Walk like a human, not like a penguin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a couple more minutes on your
Right.
Poomsaes. All right. If you have a question on Zoom, just holler into your screen there.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Right.
Now turn on your toes, Miss Katie, not your heels. And those should be front stances there, Mr. Capshits, on the end there. So front knee should be bent, yeah, a little bit deeper. Remember, your front stance is going to be 4 to 4.5 foot lengths. So your walking stance is 3, your front stance is 4 to 4.5 foot lengths. Okay. I will try to this weekend get a diagram out to everyone via email that has the sizing for the stances. Okay. So I may have given it to you in your in your packets for your terminology and your curriculum sheets, but I will send out another copy of just the stances
Wait.
that you have that as reference. Okay. The stances are the most important part. That's our foundation. That's what kind of sets everything up for our ability to block properly and kick properly and all of that. So. All right. Go ahead and finish up. We'll hit some 3-step sparring here real quick. All right, and then a couple of 1-steps real quick too.
Right.
So those of you here at Apex, you're gonna watch Natalie. Natalie will be up here. And follow her, and then those of you at home, you'll follow me. So I'm gonna mirror what it should look like. Okay. All right, so from here, let's do 3-set sparring number 1. Remember, the right leg goes back first into back stance, left palm block. Ready? Hanam! So keep in mind, right, that your palm block motion, it comes from the shoulder, out from the shoulder and around. It's similar to your outside in block or your inner block movement, right? All we're doing is focusing on the palm. You're going to use the palm. Isaiah, come here. Okay? You're using the palm of your hand to push their punch away here. So you're not blocking the elbow or the forearm. You're actually blocking the fist itself. 1. Okay? So from here, you're going to step back. All right? And block with the other hand. Good. Once again, into a back stance. So most of your weight should be on that left leg. Okay? Now from here, you're going to jump to your left. The key here, when you jump, you're going to stay in the same place that you are. You're not going to jump forward towards your opponent or jump behind and away from your opponent. Right from where you're at, you're just going to stomp straight to the side. 1. Okay? So the key here is to make sure when you jump, just jump across about probably a walking stance to a walking stance width to the side. So 1, all right? When you do that, you're going to block with your left hand, palm block. This one here, instead of coming around, this one you're going to push straight forward. And then 2 punches. Okay, ready, set.
Impact.
And then your double punch. Yeah, you'll be in a horse riding stance here. So the key here is when we do this palm block, it's going to be straight out in front of my body. I'm going to block the elbow of the punch, the elbow. And then that opens this up for the strikes to the rib cage. Okay? All right. So now, teenagers and adults, you have to reverse it, right? We have to do the other side as well. All right, so when we do the other side now, instead of stepping back with your right leg, you're going to step back with your left leg. All right? Okay, Miss Katie, Miss Angelina, you guys can still do right side again, okay? And just reverse it. Go ahead and practice that a couple times. All right, and then when you jump, remember, jump into a horse riding stance, facing the side wall.
Impact.
Mr. Miller, be a little bit more straight to the side versus angled like this.
Yes, sir.
Or this way, so. You just want to think here, okay, this is where I'm at. When I make my jump, I want to be, my feet position kind of the same, but I want to be straight across instead of angled. Good. Okay, so number 2 now, number 2. So number 2 this time, we're going to step back with the right leg again. Knife hand position comes from the belt. Opposite side belt comes up and across. So this is the motion for the knife hand. You're going to come up the shoulder line, 1, and then you pull across and down. So 1. Okay? Ready? Right leg back. Hana! Left knife hand block in a back stance position. Okay? And then step back. Other side. Same thing. Now this time when you jump, instead of jumping and turning, all you have to do is just jump straight back. Right? Straight to your back. So you're not jumping, once again, from a side view, we're not jumping forward or backward. We're just staying right here. Just slide straight back. Hands come from your right ear. Both hands come from your right ear. Make sure that left hand is up by the shoulder. Right hand is by the ear. Right hand is a knife hand strike. Left hand is a block. Okay? So this one comes across. This one comes around to the neck. Okay? Ready? From here. Set. 1. Hiya!
Right.
So the left hand, the palm should be completely to the side, right? Side. right? The right hand palm should be up, facing the ceiling. Okay. All right, put up. All right, once again, teenagers and adults, right? We have to do that left side. So now you're going to step back with the left leg and then right knife hand block. All right, and do the same thing. Step back, 2. And then when you get ready to jump, your hands are going to come from the left side now. And you want to make sure when you jump back, you still want to be sideways. So if I'm looking at you on the camera, I should only be able to see one leg. Okay, I don't want to be like this, right? Or like this. From here, boom. I just want to be here. I should only be able to see one side of you. And you should end up in a horse riding stance there. Horse riding stance. Jump to your back, sir. Mr. Miller, there you go. Good, yep. That left side always feels weird. All right, so, all right, it just takes extra practice.
Yes, sir.
All right, we want to create that left side. We want that left side to be just as comfortable as that right side. That's where we
Yes,
create
sir.
that balance, doing both sides. Okay. All right, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 this time. So number 3 is your inside out block, right? Or inner forearm block. So you're going to step back with your left leg. Back stance, inside out block. So you're going to come down and around. So 1, 2, and across. So you're using the inner forearm to block the outside of the fist. Step back, 1. You're in a back stance. Okay? And then from here, you're going to step back with the right leg. Left inner forearm block. Good. Now from here, number 3 has 3 steps. All right? First step, boom, horse riding stance. That's to dodge the punch, right? Then the right leg comes into the left leg, and then my left hand grabs my right fist. And then I'm going to slide forward with my right leg into a front stance. I'm going to bring my elbow forward. And what I'm doing is I'm attacking the rib cage right underneath the punch. Okay? So the further back we have this when we step forward, right, the more damage, the more power we're going to have into that. You also want to make sure that your fist is in this position, not this way or this way. It's like if you were to punch, that's the position that we want our fist to be, and then the other hand just supports it. Okay? And then we swing across. Swing across. Okay? So you want to make sure don't turn that hand. Don't do this. Okay? Keep it this way. Like you're punching, that's the way we want the elbow to come around. Okay? All right, same thing, teenagers and adults. When we do the opposite side, we want to step back with the right leg first. Left hand. 1, inside out block. Step back. 2, inside out block. Then you're going to step to your right. 1, left leg comes in. Right hand grabs the left fist. And then step forward with that left leg. Left elbow striking key up.
Right.
Okay. Good. Going to work through those 3 just a little bit. All right, it's important to know this level of detail, especially for the teenagers and adults. Okay, because you guys pick this stuff up really quick. So the expectation is not just being able to do the movements, right? We're going to be more critical, right? You're going to be judged harder, right, compared to a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old who just figures out which hand's supposed to block, which leg's supposed to move, right? The stances might not be perfect. The block might not be in the exact spot it's supposed to be, right? But for teenagers and adults, be very specific. We want to see where you're targeting.
Hey, Master Hong.
Yes, sir.
So for number 3, when I bring my hand in for the forearm block or my arm in, like how does that movement go?
it's going to come down and around. So whichever leg I'm stepping back with here, and I'm going to step back with my right leg. My left hand's on low. It's going to come up to my right side and across my body. So what's going to happen, right, is basically when Isaiah punches me here, I'm going to be coming under his punch, and I'm going to come across. I'm aiming for the outside of the fist.
Like that sort of movement? Or?
Yep, exactly, because you're using the inner part of your forearm to block it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I'm punching you here, you'll step back, boom, that way. Yep, and then two, and then you do the other side,
and then
step back.
this.
Yes. So basically what you're doing is you're moving from open side where your chest is toward your back.
Yes, sir.
I'm here, move for my chest side toward my back. Okay.
Got it. Appreciate it.
All right. All right, that's good. Our time's up, so that's good for tonight. All right, from here, Chidet and Gyeongnam. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Sure.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
You're
weekend.
welcome, sir. Yep, you too.
Thank
Tell
you.
Abigail we said hello and we miss her in class.
Thank you, sir. I will.
All right.